Joseph Small also writes, the church is not its own creation, and because of that, the purpose is not its own to devise. We don't get to make up our purpose because we didn't form the church. It's not ours to do. If we didn't create the church, God did. We don't get to say how the church is supposed to be, God does. Its purpose is not ours to devise, it's ours to discern. And that's where the Spirit comes in, right? We know this part. That's where the Spirit comes in and enters. You see, we have all the direct talk we have from Jesus and God already, but then God doesn't leave us alone. God sends the Spirit. And that Spirit moves in the midst of that early church. That Spirit moves in the midst of us, still the church. And it's shaping the church. It's molding the church. It's continuing to form us into the church. It's teaching us how to be church. You see this all throughout the New Testament. You see this all throughout the book of Acts especially. But you see it especially in the stories. The Spirit moving, forming, shaping, molding. You see it especially in the stories that happen right before we use the term again. Right before we get it in Acts chapter 5 there. It's like we had to reach a certain level of discernment about what it means to be the church working with the Spirit before we felt comfortable saying the term again. You get it? Yeah, so those stories right there, right before we hear it again in Acts 5, they're especially poignant if you want to look at what it means with the church wrestling with its own ecclesiology. And that's where we find our passage for today. It's the passage I read for you earlier. It's the final story in Acts chapter 4, right before we hear church again in Acts chapter 5. And perhaps, maybe it's the culmination of the discernment about the second aspect of what it means to be the church. The second 1/6 of what it means to be the church, right? The shelter, nurture, spiritual fellowship of the children of God, the second great end.